Excuse me, Shahala, you're not audible.
Hello, can I know whether I'm audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Hello. Okay, so I'll be reading out the finalist names again. Junior category, Mihita, Mihita from Ananda, and Anaya Ashik, Onili Ratnayaka, Manshani, and Muhammad. And from the senior category, Yusuf, Yusuf from Amal International, and Hajira Aruz, Hajira Aruz from Imma International, and Hamda, Nitila, and at last, Devni. And congratulations for all the participants who have been selected for the grand finals. And also, I would also like to tell the contestants that all of you did amazing. And even if you have not been selected for the final round, you have all our winners, irrespective of whether you have been selected or not. Thank you for your amazing performance. So, moving on, I would like to call upon our Madam Principal, Mrs. Nasria Munas, to deliver a few words. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and a very good afternoon to everyone. Am I audible, Shama?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So I'm not in a position, darling, to switch on my video. It's a bit short notice, and I just thought that from the morning I've been joining with you all and enjoying all the voices that you were sharing here. And I just thought that I'll also come and talk a few words, right? And first of all, it's a great time, isn't it? These kind of events, actually, when we just take the Muslim Ladies College, uh, you know that these days, the human quality, right? Human quality in the sense, if we just put into a very understandable way, the quality of a student, right? Quality of a student or a quality of a human being matters a lot, isn't it? So we just wanted to have better people in the sense, better quality people. So still we know that the achievements are measured in terms of national level examinations, and that's true, that carries a weight there, that shows that how much how much your performance is there in academic performance. And while we are measuring it, we know the schools and the institutions are more open these days to improve the soft skills as well. So through the soft skills, your quality becomes fine-tuned, right? So especially when it comes to the clubs and societies at schools, especially at Muslim Ladies College, I guess that we give more prominence to the extracurricular activities, especially through the clubs and societies existing at school. So Gavel Club is one of such, and throughout its history, it's been performing very well. Even during the most challenging period of pandemic, the Gavel Club is there, involving or engaging in all the sorts of activities, workshops, special sessions for the beginners, and the public speaking contests and participating in the contest, and also improving the public speaking abilities of the youngsters through the workshops and the sessions. And I take this moment to congratulate all of you for all the continuous support and the involvement you all been giving. And very soon they came up with another idea of making the other schools or joining the other schools with them together in this journey. And this Voice Out 22 is a result of it. And you know that I could see that there are other school participants here. So participants here, dear students, I should tell you the message that you all are at your student age, and at this age what we are doing is we are just sharpening our talents, and we are sharpening our quality, and we are making, or we could say that we are molding our personalities into very good figures for the future Sri Lanka, right? So this cannot be like producing good quality human capital for future Sri Lanka cannot be made only by keeping ourselves alone, limited to Muslim Ladies College, only limited to another college, limited to international schools. No, we can't do that, right? So you all are going to be, though you studied at Muslim Ladies College or Royal College or Maliyadeva Balika or wherever, at the end, we all are going to mingle with the society. When you grow up into big personalities, and you all have to mingle together and work for the society, work for the country. And we know that at the university, you all are joining together. And from there onwards, whenever you go to career, then you join your hands together. So when we join our hands together, we are becoming more respectable personalities in the future. So that's what we also giving the permission to go for these kinds of event where the the thoughts are shared, ideas are shared, your abilities are mixed up. We could see that how well you all are performing, right? And we could motivate that, and at the same time the others also can motivate. The each child is getting motivated from all the facets of the society, of the people. So in that way, I congratulate all of you from the beginning, the junior and the senior. Though I was not able to participate yesterday, I was there for today's sessions, a few, and could see that how marvelously you all are performing. So very proud to see, darling, very proud to see the real talents of the younger generation. So from whatever you have scored today, maybe you might have selected for the final or not, I don't know, right? But every single participant of the event carried and carrying a real potential within you, right? A real potential is there within you. So though it came in the form of a competitor, that though you raised your voices here, that ability, inshallah, will give you the whole strength to face tomorrow's challenge as well. So when it comes to the Gavel Club, and when it's come to your voices are out in public speaking, there is another fact that always joins its hand there. The thing is, if you wanted to become very good speakers, if you wanted to become, to show your talents in speaking, right, you need the novel ideas. You need the contextual understanding. You need to understand different contexts to develop your speaking ability. And you need the, what do we say, the vocabulary, the words to suit it. And you need to understand the different cultural backgrounds or different concepts, right? So if you want to become a very good speaker at the public audience, and it is crucial and it is unavoidable to be a good reader. Unless and otherwise you are a good reader, you cannot be a good speaker. So this extracurricular activity or this involvement in public speaking surely should make you good readers as well. So in that way, when you read more, it makes you understand more, And it makes you to understand the people, understand the surrounding, understand the values and everything. And finally, it makes you a complete and a perfect personality. So with that advice, I tell you that be as good readers, because maybe the junior, maybe the senior, you are at your student age. So a lot more to go, darling, in the future, towards the future. And the country, the Sri Lanka, expects a lot from you all, quite a lot from you all. So you understand it now, right? So wishing all the future generations and wishing you all specially for all the talent that you have shared and shown today. Congratulating all the winners. At the same time, congratulating all the participants for your marvelous potential within you. And I take this opportunity to appreciate the teacher in charge of the club, Miss Fatima Lapiche, who is also the assistant principal in charge of the extracurricular activities at Muslim Ladies College, and the teacher, the supporting teacher advisor, Miss Hannah, and the president of the college, of the Gavel Club, and the organizing committee, and everyone. This is not easy task to go everything virtually, but you have switched on your button so that you can do the virtual one, physical one, and everything at the same scale. So this is a great work done. Appreciating you all, congratulating all the participants and the winners. And I wind up my speech. Thank you so much for giving me a little opportunity to share my words as well. Congratulations and Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, for your kind words. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your kind words, madam. So now let's move on to the grand finale. So 5 of you will be competing in the final rounds from both junior and the senior category. And so there won't be any breakout rooms. So I request all the seniors to wait in the meeting. As it is the final round, I would like to read out the rules and regulations at first. So speech should be submitted only in English, and the speeches shall not be less than in length 4 minutes 30 seconds, and it should not exceed 5 minutes 30 seconds for the juniors. And for the seniors, the speeches shall not be less than in length 6 minutes 30 seconds, and it should not exceed 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And the speeches should be original or given credits to the rightful owner. And the evaluation of the judges will be the final. So can I know whether the timer is ready? Timer.
Yes, I am.
So next, let's move to the roll call. Afra Amir, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you, sister. Am I audible? Can anyone verify, am I audible?
Yes, you
Okay, so I would like to call upon the timer and introduce herself.
are. I'm Nishma Zahar. I'll be signing for you to the session finals. So the time limit, I will be displaying the time.
Nishma,
Watch
I'm not audible enough.
colors. So same as the rule before, like the same finals. So the time limit, when the time limit exceeds, I'll be showing the red card, and when the time limit starts, I'll be showing the green, and in between, I'll be showing the yellow color. Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, timer. And timer, please make sure that when you are ready. When you are ready, please inform us. Are you ready, timer? Are you ready, timer?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So let us go for the next step for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1. Contestant number 1, Mihita. Contestant number 1, Mihita. Contestant, could you
Yes.
please turn on your audio and
Can you hear me? Am I audible and visible?
video? And contestant, yes. And could you please repeat this statement after me? Can you see the timer? The cards are clear to you? Is
Can
it
you see the
visible?
timer? The cards are clear to you? Yes, they are.
Yes. Okay. So are you ready to proceed?
I am ready.
Yeah, okay. So I will repeat it again. Contestant, are you ready? And contestant number 1, Mihita, does every dark clouds having a silver lining? Does every dark cloud having a silver lining, Mihita?
Someone once told me that every dark cloud has a silver lining. But contestant, fellow Cavaliers, let's be realistic. When you see a huge black cloud looming in the sky above you, you don't stop to look at the silver lining now, do you? You rush off to see if there are any clothes on the line. Yet, when something like this happens to you in your personal or professional life, it pays to look at the bright side because you never know. Because of the storm, you might not have to water your plants. The doctor looked up at me and said, "Positive." It was like my whole world had turned on its head. I couldn't hear a thing the doctor said after that. All I knew was that me and my family had COVID. I just couldn't help feeling weak as a baby, being locked up in a room, not helping anybody, not doing anything. And the fever, oh my, that was the worst part. So for the first few days, I did absolutely nothing. But luckily for me, my dad is quite an optimistic guy. Apart from cracking cringy jokes 24/7, he was really into Bitcoin. And he had a few books on it. And since I was bored, I read them. And it was gripping. Yeah, nerd alert. Bitcoin is best described as the world's first and most popular cryptocurrency, which is available only in computers and has no regulator. And it just so happened that my dad wanted me to write an essay on Bitcoin. So, to kick things off, I wrote the first draft. And the first draft is always the hardest. And not to boast, but everyone thought it was excellent. And that's when my dad wanted me to turn the 500-word essay into a news article. So I managed to make it a little longer and more newsworthy. And that is when my dad had his next quote-unquote brilliant idea. And this idea of his is what would change my life. He wanted me to turn the news article into a book. Believe me, writing a book is not as hard as you think it is. It's 10 times harder. And plus, think of all the work. But I was also in two minds. Imagine all the money I could have made if I sold 100 copies. And if one book sells for roughly 300, that would be 300 chocolate bars. In that case, it's time to get to work, I said, licking my lips. So throughout the next few months, I kept going. But soon, I just wanted to give the whole thing up. It was so hard. And that, friends, is when my parents taught me one of the most valuable lessons I have ever learned. when you start, never, ever stop. Didn't matter whether my book would become an instant bestseller or a total flop. All that mattered was that I tried. Could feel the motivation bubbling up inside me like a soda. So I got back to work. And by that time, the next week, I still hadn't finished it. But I kept on going nevertheless. And by December of that year, I finished the book. Now, fast forward. It's March 2022. My parents had just come home. My dad opened the boot of the car and took out a huge box. When I asked him what was in it, he just opened it and took out this. It was all I could do to stop running around the house like some lunatic. Luckily, I was a little better from COVID, but it had finally happened. Friends, never be discouraged by misfortune. Take Galileo Galilei. He wrote 2 new sciences, his final and most premier book under house arrest. Yeah, he wasn't too hot amongst the British community back then, but he was never put down by dark clouds. Oh, and if you're wondering whether I ever got those chocolate bars, well, sadly no. But never mind. I suppose I would have gotten quite sick if I ate that many anyway. Over to you. I hope you heard my speech clearly enough.
Yes, we did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, speaker. And we will now maintain 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Okay, thank you, speaker. And now we will proceed with our second contestant, contestant number 2, Anaya. Contestant number 2, Anaya, could you please turn on your video and audio? Contestant number 2, Anaya. Okay. Contestant, could you please repeat this statement after me? Anaya, could you
Yes.
please repeat the statement after me?
Yes.
That, can you see the timer clearly? Is the
Yes, I
cards
do.
are visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you ready?
Yes. Am I audible and visible properly?
Yes. So, contestant number 2, Anaya, are you ready? And contestant number 2, Anaya, passion. Passion, Anaya.
Do you think making a sweet cake can release stress? My mom says yes. I didn't believe it in the beginning, but now I do. Oh no! Well, that's a common word in my household. When a cake is pricked with a finger, or the cream on the top has gone, or worse come worst, the entire cake has disappeared. Making a cake is a passion for my mom, but making a cake while children circling around is like protecting your hunt from vultures. Well, I was one of those vultures, but my mom still deals with 3 vultures who came after me to safeguard her precious, I mean, her cake. Good morning, everyone. I'm Anaya Ashik. Now, you might be wondering whether I'm promoting my mom's cake to bring more business. Yes, of course, ladies and gentlemen. Wouldn't it be great to eat more leftovers? 2 weeks back, on a Sunday night, I was getting ready for an online session, and my mom was in a call with my dad. After a while, I heard a noise from the kitchen, but I didn't care about it and I went on with my work. At once, my brother started screaming, and we all rushed to the kitchen. Oh God, we couldn't stop laughing. You should see how she was smashing Mom's precious with her tiny little fingers. I guess you know what I'm talking about. Yes, my little sister was enjoying my mom's cake. She exactly looked like a clown with icing all over her face. We enjoyed her expressions. But my mom was staring at the cake with her mouth wide open and tears pouring down her cheeks because it was a cake that she had baked for a customer. I noticed that my sister had toppled the cake that my mom had just completed. So my mom had to spend a sleepless night baking another cake. I bet her intention was not to earn money, but considering the loss and the pressure she had to face, I was thinking, why did she want all this stress and pressure? Because my father earned enough for the entire family, and we're not in need of an extra income. Isn't it a mind boggling question then? What interests me most about my mom is how does she keep up with her passion while juggling with all the other work she has? Depression is sometimes a choice we make that stems from not knowing what we want to do. Imagine every day when you wake up in the morning, you get to see the same set of faces, no new challenges. Isn't it like living in a prison cell? Looking from my mother's perspective, I believe she wanted to keep herself occupied, especially when I and my siblings go to school. She goes into a cycle of repetitiveness and empty feelings. When the whole house goes empty for 6 to 7 hours for 5 days, unknowingly it leads to depression. But she has found a way to be hopeful and happy. She has found a passion. It's true that every single order is a project with a mission, but her passion for it is stronger than the challenges that lie ahead of her. So even when her cake was destroyed by my little sister, she finds the strength to fight her tears and fulfill her passion. The best dose for depression is to find our passion and to know that life is a mixture of 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. Who you are is what makes you special. Do not change for anyone. What lies ahead will always be a mystery. Do not be afraid to explore. When life pushes you over, you push back harder. That there are choices to make the choice that you won't regret. Why things happen will never be certain. Take it in, stride, and move forward. So chase your passion, not your pension. Thank you.
Hi, OC. If I may interrupt just for a few seconds here, can we refrain from dropping text in the chat box for a while, because I think that might be a little bit disturbing to those who are using the mobile phone to speak. You can just enable chat with the host only. So in that case, the others won't see the texts.
Thank you, speaker. And we will now maintain 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Okay, let's proceed with our third speaker. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So let's proceed with our third speaker, Oneli, and contestant number 3, Oneli. Contestant, could you please turn on your audio and video?
Right, am I audible and visible?
Not yet. Yes. Okay. So, contestant, could you please repeat this statement after me? Is the timer card is visible to you?
Yes, it is.
Can you see the color cards? Okay, you will see with the timing. And then, and let me also know, are you ready?
Yes,
Contestant number 3, Oneli, are you ready?
I am.
Contestant number 3, Oneli. We all go what you have leave should be bigger than you. We all go what you leave should be bigger than you, Oneli.
How many of you have that urge to make a change in the world? How many of you want to be that change in the world? Most of you do, I know, but how to? A very good day to everyone present here. I'm Aneli Ratnaikar. The world once was at its best, but now we all know that every part of Earth is facing some kind of problem. May it be pollution, may it be political confusion, or may it be protests. However, the world is going through a lot. We as kids always learned that we should save the world. We know there are a lot of people out there who need our help. There are a lot of animals in the wild or under human domination who need our support to free themselves. Everyone needs the freedom to live. Everyone needs to be treated equally. Yet, what do we see now? Yes, a world filled with merciless beings who brought up this thing called racism, inequality, and so on. On the news every day, we see something we aren't supposed to see. Why? Because of the senseless society who treat the high with speciality and the rest, you can imagine. First, pollution. This is, of course, a very common topic for us. But has everyone stepped forward to stop this? Oh no, why should I? There are a lot of people who can do that, not me. Why wait for someone else to do it for you? Talking about other cases, let's say animals, those poor creatures suffer a lot just to please us humans. And about other people out there, they are in need of food, water, and protection from others. They cannot speak for themselves because they are restricted to. They do not have the freedom to stand for their rights. The very recent incident of a little girl being sexually harassed and finally lost her life shows us the very cruel nature of our world right now. People only care about their happiness, and for their pleasure, they would do literally anything. Just imagine the pain of her parents. What if that happens to you? Even now, every parent has their eye on their kids because they know that anything is possible. My mom always accompanies me and my siblings wherever we go out in order to prevent such unfortunate events. So do your parents. Being the sister of a little brother with special needs, I witness it all as well. How? Whenever someone visits us, they inquire a lot about me and pets me, but scan my brother with a very different look, as if they were scanning an object which is on sale. They pity him for being in that state. Nobody likes to be pitied. We know that. Even if we are going through difficulties, what we need is to be cared for and loved, not to be pitied. So why not us make a change? Why can't we be that change? You know, nothing will happen if we wait for someone else to do this for us, for them. We need to stop this. Everybody talks about changing the system, but how many of them have actually taken steps to this? Just a handful. If you have heard this by Cameron Boyce, a great legend who spent his 20 years of life speaking and standing for the others, and made a clear change in the world. This shows us that we need to leave behind a legend. Stand for us, stand for others, for as he said, we all go. What you leave should be bigger than you. So everyone, don't wait for others. Be the change you want to see in the world. When you leave this world, leave something much bigger than you behind. Changing someone else's life positively changes yours for the better as well. So here, my friends, is your chance. Be a change. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. And now we will maintain 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Okay, now let us move with our fourth contestant, Malshani. And ladies and gentlemen, the contestant number 4, Malshani. Contestant, could you please turn on your audio and video?
I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are. And contestant, could you please repeat this statement after me? Can you see the timer? Yes, is it clear?
Wait, give me a second. Yeah, the time is clear.
Okay, and are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, are you ready again? Okay,
I'm ready.
right.
Yeah.
So contestant, are you ready? And contestant number 4, Malshani. I give up. I give up, Malshani.
I'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. One day, I was just randomly walking down the street when I heard a conversation. Oh my God, you're so annoying. I give up. I can't stand you anymore. I'm leaving you. Bye. I overheard the conversation and I was wondering why it was so common and why I feel like I've heard this before. Not that I've been through breakups before, but I've given up stuff that I shouldn't have. Wait, when I look at last year, my teacher got to know about a competition, a public speaking competition. And I was forced to register. I was so annoyed, but at the end of the day, I was forced to register. I couldn't say no. So I did register. And I was not at all in a mood to hang out with a camera and a screen. However, since I registered, I had to do so. I was exhausted. I just kept my camera and then I started reading the script, which was about wildlife matters. And then I went to the link and I tried submitting it. I pressed the button one time and it didn't work. I pressed the button for the second time and it still didn't work. I pressed the button for the third time, and guess what? It still didn't work. The fourth time, the fifth time, I tried it like a million times, and it did not work. I called the organizing committee member and I told him the link is not working. I want to register. Please help me. And he sent me another new link. And I hope that worked. And I went and I pressed the submitting button. And guess what? Finally, it submitted. I hope, but it didn't. So I was exhausted once again. I pressed the button a million times again and again. Still, no use at all. I finally gave up. I just thought to myself, I give up. I can't stand this. This is not working. I give up. I threw my laptop away and I went to class. And after I got home, I was just randomly chilling in my PJs. I was just randomly scrolling through my YouTube suggestions when the magical technological algorithm suggested me a public speaking video. I was wondering what it was, so I pressed it. And what I saw was beautiful. I was so attached to it. I wanted to speak like her. I wanted to be like her. I made her my role model. And I did. And while I was just chilling in the bathroom showering, I made myself a speech and it was perfect. I loved the speech. The very moment I went and I grabbed the camera and I started recording. And then I was afraid. Will it work this time? Will it? I went and I pressed the button. I hope it worked, but it didn't. I pressed the button for the second time, thinking it will work, but it didn't. I was giving up. I was so sad, and I pressed the button for the third time. And guess what? It didn't work. Again, I called the organizing committee, and they told me, "Okay, I'll send you another new link. There's something wrong with the links." And again, I tried using the new link for the first time. And guess what? It worked. Finally, it worked. I was able to submit the form. And I was satisfied. It was not wildlife matters. It was public speaking. It was my life. It was who is me. It was the speech came from inside of me. And I was happy about it. And I was waiting, I was hoping that I got to the finals. I heard the first name telling. It was not me. The fourth name telling. It was not me. I was hoping. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I'm glad I had a speech. I did the speech. I'm so glad. But I'm not going to get chosen. But the last minute, I heard my name. I shouted, I cried, I went all around the house running because I was selected to the finals. And all because I didn't give up. I went and I cried and I told my family, my teachers, I thanked them so much for helping me throughout this journey. Just like that, you have people behind you. Never give up. You have people behind you trusting you and making you go to victory. Trust them and let them help you. You'll be able to win. Never give up. Thank you so much. I hope I was audible.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful speech. Okay. So now let us maintain 1 minute silence for judges to mark their ballots. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let us call our fifth contestant, contestant number 5, Mohammed. Contestant, could you please turn on your video and audio? Okay. Contestant, could you please repeat this statement after me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you see the timer? Is it clear?
Yeah, I can see.
Right. And are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
Okay. Contestant, are you ready? And contestant number 5, Mohammed, is getting money or spending time with family important? Mohammed, is getting money or spending time with family important?
Is getting money or spending time with family important? It's going to be quite a discussion, folks, so stick around and let's find out. Dear judges and my fellow Gavaliers, a very good afternoon to all present here. One of the biggest mental conflicts is what I will be discussing today. If I had a choice between getting money and spending time with my family, I would choose, well, isn't it too early to find out? Do you need money? Yes. Can you live without it? No. Well, then is family important? Yes. Can you give them up completely for the sake of money? Huh? What? No. Money would refer to the current medium of exchange, such as coins, banknotes, and in more recent times, credit and debit cards. It is most certainly extremely essential for, well, today, tomorrow, and possibly always. And as the old saying goes, money doesn't grow on trees. There arises a need to earn it. Famous photographer David Royston Bailey said, "To get rich, you have to be making money while you're asleep." Let us hope he literally didn't mean what he said. But from this quote, from our experiences, and most importantly, from seeing our fathers' worn faces when they return home from a long day at work. We know getting money is not like how it happens in movies. You have to work hard. To start even before graduating high school, volunteering in every organization would appreciate your services. Why? Because your job application needs to look good enough in the right time. And then, when it is the right time, you enter and exit the doors of so many organizations that you lose count of the number. And finally, a job. But can you take a deep breath and settle? Absolutely not. You push yourself to work harder, to climb the rungs of the ladder. And what does that mean? Work overtime and on holidays for that promotion, which takes you up the level of hierarchy and comes with more money. Does this, however, mean that money is all that should preoccupy our thoughts? At work, it most certainly should. But when we leave the workplace, we should take the stress of work off our minds in preparation with being with our family. Dear spectators, I've been talking about money for quite a while now. Let us see what spending time with family has to do. Is money everything? When your high school results aren't good enough, would money assure you that your life isn't over yet? No, your father would. Would money have ready a mug of hot chocolate and cookies as a source of comfort when 10 organizations have rejected your job application? No, but your mother would. Would money crack jokes for you and release you from your mental stress of working overtime? No, your siblings, they would. So why give up on them? Mustn't you spend time with them? Quote, wealth is not that his that has it, but his that enjoys it. Unquote. Benjamin Franklin. So, to enjoy it when you have it, and to be comforted when you don't have it, mustn't you give them what they need? Ladies and gentlemen, afraid time wouldn't permit this discussion to continue for long. I shall conclude my speech by saying it is important that money and spending time with family can go along and complement each other. Unfortunately, most of us nowadays have lost that balance. I'm A.R. Muhammad from our Amal International School. Thank you very much and good day.
Thank you, dear contestant. Now we'll maintain 2 minutes of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Thank you, honorable judges, teacher in charge, Madam Principal, and dear Gavelius. It was really an amazing speech and memories we had today. Please bear with us till we finalize the result, and good luck to all. Thank you.
Let's move on to the senior category. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 1, Yusuf. Contestant, could you please turn on your video and audio?
Am I visible and audible now?
Yes, you are. And could you please repeat this after me? I can see the timer cards clearly.
Yes, I can see the time on the screen.
Okay. Contestant, are you ready? Contestant number 1, Yusuf. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Contestant Yusuf.
Opportunities are like a very rare but precious piece of gem. Most often, opportunities present themselves to us in the form of a disguise. It is you that must decide. Sorry, I had a small connection issue. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Go on.
Can I restart if that's okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Nishma, over to you.
Yeah. I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. Opportunities are like a very rare but precious piece of gem. Most often, opportunities present themselves to us in the form of a disguise. It is you who must decide. You must see through this disguise in order to obtain its actual prize. When opportunity is knocked at our doorsteps for the very first time, it usually disguises itself in the form of challenges, problems, and sometimes even in the form of a risk. The problem with most people today, especially the teenagers, the school-going boys and girls, is that when they see these problems, challenges, and all these different types of disguises, their low self-esteem, their low self-confidence, their nervousness always pulls them back from gripping that door handle and pulling that door wide open and letting opportunities flood into their lives. Contest chair, judges. It was back in 2015, I guess, when I was in grade 7. I used to be a wanky little awkward kid with no self-confidence whatsoever. It used to be so bad that I used to believe more in others than I did myself. I'm sorry, I'm facing a small technical issue. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll continue from where I stopped. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
All right. I will restart in 3, 2, 1. It was so bad that I used to believe more in others than I did myself. And back then, whenever I used to go to bed, I always used to have this one common dream. I used to dream of achieving stuff, which looking back at it right now, doesn't seem hard at all to achieve. And it was actually achieved by most of my classmates and most students back in the day. But whenever I used to have such dreams, my mind always used to tell me that it is unachievable just for you and that it is impossible only for me. Anyways, I used to dream of receiving my report card from the principal in front of the whole school. I used to dream of playing basketball for my school's basketball team. I used to dream of performing on stage in front of a whole audience and receiving a whole lot of applause. But whenever I used to have such dreams, one part of my mind always used to tell me that you aren't talented enough, you aren't skilled at all, and that it was impossible only for you. And due to this self-degrading mindset, I actually started to believe that it was impossible for me and that it was nothing but a mere dream. Hence, I always used to back out from participating in any competitions. I used to back out from going to my school's basketball tryouts. I used to back out from participating in my school's announcing selection. Why? This was all because I never believed in myself. Anyways, fast forward into the next year, 2016, grade 8. Somehow, miraculously, thanks to my lovely mother and my set of friends, who somehow managed to convince me to participate for the school's oratory competition. And there it was. The doors to the annual inter-school oratory competition at Amal International School. After weeks of hard work and preparation and sweating my pants, I finally went in through that door and went into that competition. And guess what? Failed miserably. But still, once I came out that door, I came out a much more confident me, a much more positive me. This time, I had actually started to believe in myself. Once I walked out that door, I actually thought that I could do it. I knew that I had a passion for speaking and found out that I love to speak. Anyways, on to the next year, 2017, grade 9, the same oratory competition, but this time a much more different me, a much more confident me. I went into that same room, but this time did much better than what I did before and actually believed in myself and somehow managed to come in second place. That same year, I went on to getting selected for my school's basketball team. And on top of that, I was in my team's first 5. First 5 is basically like the top 5 or the top role players of a team. I'm sorry. I keep on getting disconnected. Is it okay if I continue?
Yes.
Proceed then. Yeah, I can continue, right? Yes, sorry for the disturbance, but yeah, I'll be continuing my speech in 3, 2, 1. I got selected for my school's basketball team. On top of that, I was in my team's first 5, which is basically the top role players of a team. I went on to getting selected to my school's announcing squad. And only after I went in for the announcing tryouts, I found out that I had a talent for commentary. And apart from that, I was appointed as the lead commentator of my school and was one of the very first commentators in the history of my school. Ladies and gentlemen, none of this would have been possible if I hadn't started to believe in myself and work hard to achieve what I achieved. It is only because I grabbed that door handle and pulled that door open and let opportunities flood into my life that I am able to be in the place I am today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the deputy head prefect of Amal International School, the head commentator, a lead announcer, and also one of the house captains to a reputed house in my school. And this is all because I believed in myself. I can remember that I used to dream of receiving my report card from the principal in front of the whole school. But now, being there, done that. I used to dream of playing for my school's basketball team. Now, being there, done that. I used to dream of performing on stage in front of a whole crowd. Now, being there and done exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is up to you to decide what you can or cannot do in your life. Do not let others dictate terms into your life. You have to start believing in yourself and aim for the stars. At least then you will land on the moon. Over to you, Candace Chair. Thank you.
We will now maintain 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots.
Month start.
Let's move on to the contestant number 2. Contestant number 2, Hajar Aruz. Contestant, could you please turn on your video and audio?
And see me.
Could you please turn on your video and audio? And can you
Are you not able to?
yes, and can you see the timer cards clearly?
Yes, I can.
Contestant, are you ready?
I am.
Contestant number 2, Hajar Aruz. Hold on, pain ends. Hold on, pain ends. Hajar Aruz.
I shall start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Hold on. Pain ends. Does that ring a bell in you? No? Yes? All right. Let me explain. Respected judges and my fellow Gaveliers, I hope all of you have had a wonderful morning filled with kindness and hope. In the English dictionary, it means a feeling of trust. Trust in what? Trust in who? Trust in God, in yourself, in life. Trust that life will take you to places that you never imagined. Hope has played an important role in the history of mankind. Hope is a positive state of mind based on expectations and a positive outcome. And why is hope so important? Why am I talking about hope in the first place? At certain times in life, it becomes really difficult. Like I said in the morning in my speech, I told you life will knock you down. You'll have wars, you'll have punches, slaps, you'll have kicks, storms, you'll have to deal with mud. For you to do all of this, you need one thing: hope. You need to instill hope in your life. From the 50-year-old man who loses his job and his family, but still has that positive mindset to try again and again, to the 12-year-old who wants to pass in her English examinations. All of these people are planning to succeed with that one mindset, with hope. The goals that have been achieved by humanity have only been achieved by hope. That hope that I can discover something, that I can do something for humanity. I had a relative who was diagnosed with cancer, third stage cancer, and the doctors told her that she had only 2 months to live. She lost all hope like everybody else. I mean, if it's coming to the end of your life, who doesn't lose hope? But but she wanted to spend the last minutes of her life, last moments of her life, those last 2 months of her life in association with God. And she came across a verse that said, God is able to crush and break even the mountains. And she sat there and thought, if God is able to crush the mountains, why? How is he not being able, how is he not able to crush my disease? It's just a cancer. It's a small disease in the eyes of God. If he's able to crush the biggest mountain in the world, going to be able to crush this small disease. Talking to God, she started talking to herself. She said, God, if you're not, if you are able to crush that whole big mountain, I'm sure, I have hope in you that you are able to crush my illness. It's just an illness, God. It's nothing in your eyes. Crush it. And you guessed it right. Or maybe you did not. The next time she went to the doctor looked at her and went through her appointment, and he asked her this one question: where is your disease? And with tears filled in her eyes, she said, God, who is able to crush the biggest of mountains and break it, has crushed my illness. See what hope does? See, it was only when she had that hope. She had lost all hope in the beginning. But she read that one verse and she instilled hope in her life. And she told God, I have hope in you. She had hope in herself, in her God. And that's how she was able to, of course, it's the power of God, but that's how she was able to be cured. She had that mindset. Today, when we get illnesses and when we are told by the doctors, oh, you have only 2 months to live, we lose all hope. We crush ourselves more than the illnesses. Our mindset crushes us. So hope is that one thing that will help us all get through the darkest of days, darkest of tunnels, darkest of phases in our lives.
If you've gone inside a tunnel, inside a cave, you know how dark it is. What is that one light, that small light of the candle? That is what illuminates the darkness. It gives you a sense of direction. That small light in that pitch black darkness. That's the same thing with hope. Hope is that small light in your darkest of days, even in your lightest days, when your whole life is full of light. Hope is that one thing that reignites that light. So make it a vital part of you. At the end of the day, all you need is a little bit of kindness and hope. Let me repeat that. Yes, my first speech on kindness, second on resilience, third on hope. How do they connect? When you are kind, you instill hope in yourself and in others, in the world. For you to be resilient, you need hope. So when you are put down, when life puts you down and punches you and kicks you and slaps you, and when you have to face that mud and that rain and that storm, what is that one thing that gives you the ability to be resilient? It's hope. If somebody was kind to you during that time, they give you hope. It spreads. See, from kindness to hope to resilience, it all connects. So if there's one thing in the world that you can carry around with you, that you can put on yourself, let it be hope. Let it be hope that shows you that better things are ahead. Let it be hope that shows you that you are stronger than any storm that you face. Let it be hope that illuminates your tunnel of darkness. Let it be that small light that ignites your life. Lastly, be kind. Bounce back when life punches you or puts you down. I know life will put you down and it's hard to get up. I spoke about it in the morning. Instill hope in your life. Let hope be your driving force. Let people come to you for hope, spread kindness, be resilient, and most of all, do not ever lose hope. Because what at the end of the day does hope stand for? Hold on. Pain ends. Think about it. HOPE. Hold on. Pain ends. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. We'll now maintain 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 3, Hamda Rihan. Contestant, could you please turn on your video and audio? Could you please turn on your video and audio?
Could you hear me?
And can you see the timer cards clearly?
Can you hear me and see me?
Yes. Can you see the timer cards clearly?
Yes.
Contestant, are you ready? Contestant number 3, Hamda Rihan, self-confidence. Self-confidence, Hamda Rihan.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Hamda Rehan, and let me walk you through some phases of my life, how I practice self-confidence, and of how I practice love and previously self-love and nothing. I dedicated myself in every way. I felt so insecure about everything I did. I just hated everything about myself. Then I practiced self-love and learned how to ignore my insecurities. And I won't be standing here right now giving a speech in front of all of you if I kept listening to my insecurities. I wouldn't have signed up for this competition in the first place. Everybody has insecurities, especially teenagers. Unlike before, when we were kids, we weren't afraid to gossip. We weren't afraid to yell loudly. We weren't afraid to run around crazily. We weren't afraid to stand in front of a crowd and dance. Some of us as kids we weren't afraid to voice out our opinions, although it would lead consequences. Like, have you ever had that time when you're a kid and you see a big person walk by and you point and say, "That's a fat man." If you were a teenager or an adult and you said that, you would have to face consequences. Everyone would hate you for it. But as we didn't care about that. We ignored everything. We were so confident in ourselves. Going into our teenage years, we got more confident, we got more insecure about things we said and the way we looked. Sometimes the most minor things makes us feel insecure. So minor. Like for me, there was this time I was walking up on stage to receive an award, and I thought the way I walked on stage was weird. Before I walked on stage, while I was waiting in line to receive the award, I envisioned myself tripping and falling flat on my face. Then I imagined looking up, the audience was laughing and howling at me. I felt so embarrassed, so ashamed that I just ran away without even taking my award. That didn't happen. I just imagined all of it. That right there is an example of insecurity. But it didn't stop there. While walking on stage in real life, I was actually thinking that what if I'm slouching too much? But if I puff my chest, people will think I'm an arrogant person. You need to realize that insecurities are little haters inside you. They keep telling you things about yourself that aren't true. So master that confidence to ignore your insecurities. Self-love is one of the keys to a happy life. Loving yourself can help you maintain that inner peace and help you maintain a healthy emotional wealth. There may be times when you hated yourself for not achieving one of your goals. You may have hated yourself, you may have felt embarrassed when you didn't impress someone, like you didn't tell a speech properly on stage, you just messed it up. You might have felt so disappointed and sad. I need you to realize that making mistakes is a part of life. Because mistakes have the power to turn you into something better than what you were before. Take, for example, the most popular example that I could think of is the story of J.K. Rowling, how she went to publish her very first copy of the Harry Potter book. She went to so many publishers and gave her book.
But then she faced rejection after rejection after rejection. But did she stop there? No. She persisted. She didn't quit. She had faith in herself. She knew that her book was going to become a success. Then she went to a final publisher, and that publisher accepted it and published the book everywhere. And now look at how successful she is. She wouldn't have got to that place if she gave up. In my own example of persistence and pushing insecurities, I remember trying out for netball practices. I brought a basketball with me. Then while going for practices, I took the basketball. Nobody knew that it was a basketball, so I just went with it. I raised the ball, aimed for the hoop, then threw it. The ball, it hit the hoop, bounced off, and then smacked me right in the middle of my face. I went home with a neck injury. Then afterwards, I said, I'm never even looking back at netball. As years went by, again, we were informed of netball practices at school. Then I decided to ignore and just forget about the past, ignore my insecurities and go. All those years, the reason why I didn't go was because I had insecurities telling me that you went there the first time, look at how miserably you failed. You failed so bad, it was so embarrassing. You missed every single time. So what's the point of even going, Amda? What's the point of trying again? I pushed aside. I ignored all of that and decided it's okay, let's give us a chance. I have faith in myself. I think I can do it. So when I went for this next practice, I missed the first try, but then after a few tries later, I started to get the hang of it. I was like, wasn't as bad as I imagined. My advice to you, and I quote, if at first you succeed, try again. Sometimes you may do things when you look at someone that impresses you or someone you admire, you may see the things that they own and you would want to be like them. So you copy what they do. I need you to realize that being judged is normal. So you should be yourself, and it is up to the people to accept who you are. Self-hatred will only leave you feeling depressed and lonely and worthless. Each morning, wake up with an attitude of love and gratitude. Tell yourself, I love being me. What you think of yourself is more important than what the others think of you. Forget the past, gather up your confidence, and look forward to a brighter future. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker. We will now maintain 1 minute's silence for judges to mark their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, contestant number 4, Nitila. Contestant, could you please turn on your video and audio?
Yeah, can you see me?
No.
Am I audible?
Yes. Okay. And can you see the timer cards clearly?
Oh yeah, I can see.
Contestant, are you ready?
Okay, I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. addiction is not a choice. Yeah, you heard me right. Addiction is not a choice. Well, if it is not a choice which makes people addict to something they don't want, what is it? What is the cause for addiction? So this is a question most of the people remain speechless when they received it. And this is the same exact reason why we are having hospitals overflowed with cancer patients, and we are having a daily rising rate of suicidals, and the reason why we are having more criminals than ever. So as of my topic today, I have chosen to speak about addictions, a very common problem with our younger generations and a very rarely spoken topic. So at first I stated that addiction is not the choice of a person who's getting something he doesn't want. So if it is not a choice, and I remain a question asking whether what's the cause then, if it is not the choice. So the answer to this question is quite controversial, as many people have their own ideas, and some people say it's the moral failures, and some people say many things. So what I see as of today is that we have failed to answer this question as a society. So because of this failure, it has costed us more than millions of lives and many sufferings and many families of many suffering families. So recently, as I heard, a group of scientists has conducted a very small experiment in the hope of giving an answer to this question. So it's basically categorized into two stages. The first one, in the first stage, they have taken a rat and placed it in a cage, and they have supplied it with everything it needs for a 21-day survival. Now, 21 days is the maximum time duration any animal requires to get addicted to something. So within this time period, they have observed it, and they have provided a choice of 2 water bottles, one with normal water and the other one with a drug water. So at the end of the 21 days, the results were obvious, as the rat ended up being a drug addict. And in the second stage, moving on, they have taken out the rat and placed it in another cage. So now this time it had inside of the cage, it had many connections. I mean, it had it had hundreds of rats, so it had it could be connected more time. So this time also the scientist has followed the same principle, the same procedures. They have not changed anything, and at the end of this stage, the results were mind-blowing, as the drug water remained uncontaminated, and other supplies got consumed. They have concluded that it is not choice which makes addicted to something. It is the loneliness of any being which makes it an addict. So after this experiment, it has been proved, and it has been found out that which makes addictions is loneliness. So as with also with the human society, with this vast digitalization, what I can see and what I can tell is that we are spending more time behind screens and scrolling around social medias, and more time on getting more likes and views. So we tend to get more lonely than ever. Have you ever wondered why your parents have more friends and connections than you? I mean, the physical one, not online one. Now, you may say you have thousands of followers on Instagram, and you may have thousands of friends on Facebook. But what I am asking is, have you got more friends than your father and mother, your parents, physically? No, right? Because this is a more common problem with our younger generations. They tend to be on social medias, and they believe that they have more friends and the connections, but at the end of the day, they are all lonely. So this loneliness of them causes addictions later on. So now the greater question arises, the ultimate one, whether there's a solution for this. If it is not the choices which makes them which make people addict, whether if it is not the moral failure that makes them addicts, is there a solution for loneliness? Yes, there is one, and to implicate the solution, we will be needing to restructure the whole society. Right now, we are labeling these addicts as many addicts. Like there are many kinds of addicts that right now, we are labeling them as criminals, diseased persons, and many names. So the solution to this is we need to get more connected. Rather than, I'm not saying that social media is bad or social media is not a good thing. What I'm saying is, in the meantime, we are spending on social media, we need to get more connected with people. We need to spend more time. We need to be more present with people. We need to be more present with our families. So we, the next generation of the humanity, can overcome this challenge as one. So wrapping up my speech, I'd like to say finally, spread more love, spread more affection, spread more kindness. And also, I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Ananda College Gavel Club. And I'd like to hope you, there was a call. So I'd like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity. And I'd like to and I hope you guys all the best and more strength to conduct more of these competitions. Thank you. That's a wrap.
Thank you, speaker. We will now maintain 1 minute of silence for judges to mark their ballots. Moving on to our final contestant, contestant number 5, Divni Tenakun. Contestant, could you please turn on your video and audio?
Hope I'm audible and visible.
Your voice is lagging.
Now, is it or now?
No, it's lagging.
Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Now, how is it? Is it fine? Can you all hear me?
Yes, can hear.
Okay. My speech starts. My speed starts in 3, 2, 1. Close your eyes and let your imagination fly away. See a bigger picture of where you wish to be one day. Close your eyes and search for another, caring for it as before. Never stop searching, achieving, and letting go. For that's what dreams are for. Dreaming is one of the sweetest things ever. We always dream about things we love. Each one of us have aims in life, like graduating, meeting a famous person, moving to a different country, spending a luxurious life, and so on. Dream big to achieve big is not just a sentence. It has the power to change our destinies. Every human being is a dream, but only few realize their dreams and accomplish great things. Confidence, an urge to never give up, an undying belief in abilities are the things that turn dreams into reality. We used to fail, but try, no matter what obstacles we have to come across. Make a promise to yourself that you won't give up on that dream and work hard, keep striving for your dreams, and anyone with hard work, fight, and passion can do anything. Never lose focus on what you aim for in life. Never build barriers from your heart. Most people give up on their dreams not because of themselves, but because of other people telling them that they can't do. J.K. Rowling said that when she wrote the first Harry Potter book, that she was as poor as someone could be in Britain without being homeless. Her marriage had imploded. She had a daughter to care for, and all she had was a hope, a big idea, and a typewriter. Oprah Winfrey grew up in poverty. She was sexually abused as a child, ran away from home, and had a baby who died soon after birth when she was just 14. Her first boss told her she wouldn't make it in the television because she was too emotional. But she started her own TV show and it became the highest ranking TV show in America. Tyra Rahman always wanted to be a TV reporter to bring latest news to people's homes. But her mentors told that it was unlikely she'll ever get to do that. Why? Because she was a Muslim American and wears a hijab. But on February 8, 2018, Tahira's dream came true. She became the first full-time broadcast TV reporter in America to wear a hijab on air. Montana Brown became a pediatric nurse at 24, fulfilling her big childhood dream. She had met amazing, kind pediatric nurses during childhood when she had to fight for life and defeat cancer. Not once, but twice at age 2 and then again when she was 50. These four women were able to win their life because they had goals. They always dreamed big and worked hard to achieve those big things. But just having a dream and dreaming about that is not going to work if we didn't work hard and put things into practice. First, you have to visualize your dream. Dream visualization is the mental power which gives a miraculous strength to have a clear path towards your goal. Set a target. Visualize that dream each day before going to bed. A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality. Dream big, plan and revive it. Visualization is not gonna work without planning. Have a plan and always review your plan and count your achievements to make sure you are going on the right way. A goal without plan is just a wish. Believe in yourself. Proper planning boosts confidence. Have faith in yourself and keep reminding yourself that you got this, you can, and you will. Many challenges might come, but if you have confidence, you will surpass them. Confidence is something you create when you believe in yourself. Never give up. Giving up is the easiest thing to surpass circumstances. But keep remembering your goal and go on because you have to be the winner. You are born to take challenges, and it always seems impossible until it's done. And then be humble. Be humble to everyone who helped you to achieve this dream. Say thank you and pray gratitude to all those who helped to achieve your dream. Say and success can't be achieved alone. Success always takes help, and failure is alone.
If we dream about landing on moon, at least we can land on the stars shining in the sky. Why we should dream big? Because we dream big to find our abilities. It helps to find our abilities that help us a lot throughout our life. We start believing in our life. We challenge our old beliefs and we start creating new beliefs. We used to develop new habits. Most of the time, our current habits fail to support us, and but new habits strengthen us. And all these reasons encourage us to put all efforts to achieve those dreams and try to be like J.K. Rowling, who didn't let failure break her. Be like a brand like Oprah Brand, who was a big dreamer and never failed to achieve her dream. Work hard like Tahara, who didn't get discouraged, not even after multiple rejections. Our dreams always don't want to be about us. Be like Montana, who had a big dream of helping others and giving back some of love and care we received when we needed it most. Successful people dream big, even the goals seem difficult. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker. We will now maintain 2 minutes of silence for judges to mark their ballots.
The winners will be announced shortly. Please remain in the meeting. The winners will be announced shortly. Please remain in the meeting. Thank you. Hello everyone. Hello everyone.
Recording in progress.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I hope you can hear me. Sorry for keeping you all to, Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, so now we have come for the most anticipating part of the event. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the time that we acknowledge the talent of our contestants. We have selected 3 best speakers from each senior and the junior category who have extraordinary skills in speaking. So before announcing the winners, there is something I want to inform. That is Muhammad from Amal International, the junior category, has been disqualified because his speech was less than the time limit that was given. Muhammad, you have been disqualified. And from the scene was having some technical difficulties, and there was an error from our timer's end. So he exceeded the time limit a bit, but our backup timer has taken down the time properly, so he will not get disqualified. So now we will announce. Now I proceed with the rest. As for the junior category, we have our second runner-up, Oneli Ratnayaka from RIS. Oneli Ratnayaka from RIS. Congratulations, Oneli.
Thank you so much.
And as for the first runner-up, we have Anaya Ashik from RIS. Congratulations, Anaya Ashik. So before announcing the champion of the junior category of Voice Out 2022, I would like to do a countdown of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The champion of the junior category in Voice Out 2022 goes to Mihita from Ananda College. Congratulations, Mihita.
Thank you so much, everyone.
And as we finalized yesterday, the most inspiring speech from the junior category goes to Naya Ship from RIS. And the most humorous speech goes to Mihita from Ananda. Congratulations, Mihita. Moving on to the senior category. We have our second runner-up of the day, Nitila. Congratulations, Nitila. Next up, we have our first runner-up from the senior category, Hamda from Ilma International. And next up, the champion of the senior category of Voice Art 2022. Let's have a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The champion of the senior category of Voice Art 2022 goes to Hajar. Congratulations, Hajar.
Thank you so much.
And as we finalized yesterday, we have the most inspiring speech from the senior category for Yusuf Sufi from Amal International. Congratulations, Yusuf. And all of you will be receiving your respective awards and the awarding ceremony, which will be held physically. And also, I would like to congratulate all the contestants who took the first step to participate. And irrespective of whether you won or not, you all did a great job by putting yourself out here. And thank you for your amazing speeches. And once again, congratulations for all the winners. And all the best for our future competitions as well. And now I would like to call the president of the Gavel Cup, Hakima Rizan, to deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you. Sorry for that. Now I kindly call upon one of the judges to give their view on this event. Sorry for the short notice.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the winners and everyone who participated in this competition. And I would also like to thank the organizing committee for having me here today. And it was really very good experience, and it was very amazing pool of talent, I would say, that we saw here. Like each and every speaker will have something unique in them, and they had a unique way of presentation and their own skills. So as Madam Principal of the school said earlier of the day, that everyone has the particular skill in a different way where we have to polish uh, in order to help our country, and also in order to develop our personal skills. So Voice Out 2022 was actually a very successful event in order of the quality of all the speakers, even in the junior category, the senior category, they had a different, the idea of presentation, unique way of presenting. Right. So I really enjoy the speeches of each and every individual. Especially, I would like to mention there were some speakers who had a flow of speeches throughout the event and who maintained a very good, a very good pace throughout the event. And I really enjoyed watching them speaking. And then also many of the members of the organizing committee had faced few challenges, and they were tackling it very well. And I would like to congratulate them as well, because this is all about teamwork and efforts in order of making an event successful. So an entire event went really very well, and in order to make this event a success, right? And I would like to add one more thing, that despite being a junior or senior, what I noted from this is most of them, they knew the content very well, what they were talking about, right? So that's one of the significant thing I saw here, and they were sticking to the the content that they were going to present. That was a really good positive thing that I saw throughout the event. And I would like to say that you all might have learned something new, or you all might have learned how strict the guideline was, and you might have learned something unexpected throughout this series, right? Throughout this competition. So make sure to help it in your future competitions, career, whatever the milestone that you're going to achieve in future. So make sure that this teaches you something, and then make this as a lesson. And then even if you are a winner of this competition, or if you are a participant, so make sure that this teaches you something and you gain something from this, and you imply it in your future tournaments or whatever the scenario that you are facing into. And wrapping up that, and I would like to mention even the judges were really flexible, and they were really cooperative, and I'm very happy to work with them, and I learned many things from them as well in the group. So it was really an honor to work with all of you, and I wish all the very best for the Gavel Club of MLC and the future endeavors as well. Thank you very much.
Now I kindly request the sixth judge to speak out some words. Thank you. Now, I kindly call the President of the Gavel Club, Hakima Rizan, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good evening, afternoon to everyone. So, no event is complete without acknowledging the effort put behind it, which is why it is indeed a great pleasure and honor to propose a vote of thanks on this memorable day. Let me first start off by giving glory to Almighty Allah for making today's occasion a success and a possibility. And of course, first and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our judges, Mr. Afkar Lafar, Ms. Shifna Tawfiq, Mr. Abdul Tawab Ishaq, Mr. Ruin Mapa, Ms. Hajra Khalil, Mr. Shehan Paul, and Mr. Umar Asghar, who, despite their busy schedule, has found time to grace this occasion and to help us. Thank you very much, sirs and madams. Mrs. Next, I would like to thank all the participants of Voice Out 2022. Without you, this event would not have been a possibility. Thank you very much for joining us, and hope you all had a very great learning experience. I also would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our Madam Principal, Mrs. Nasria Manas, and the Deputy Principals, their words of encouragement and the assistance we got throughout the competition. And of course, my heartfelt thanks goes to our teachers in charge, Miss AI Fatima and Miss Hannah, for their valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement throughout this whole tournament. So, of course, last but not the least, we cannot end this session without thanking the superheroes behind this whole competition. That is the organizing committee of Voice Out 2022. Thank you very much for dedicating your time and effort into this competition. So with that being said, maybe see you all for the awards ceremony, inshallah. And yes, thank you all for joining. Have a great day.